So commerce media is definitely a hot topic here at Cannes and just in general. How has commerce media evolved into a massive opportunity for publishers, and where do you see it going next?
Yep. So it's a great question. We see the opportunity for publishers. So first, commerce media is one of the fastest growing parts of the industry. I think it's McKinsey who's saying it's expected to be about $1.3 trillion in enterprise value by 2026, and of that, most of that will obviously be for retailers, but 50 billion of that is incremental opportunity for publishers. So that's not a small number if you can go and figure out how to tap into that. And I think that's what we really see the opportunity being of. If you're a publisher, you can rely on your digital media budgets, but now you have this new area to tap into that's massive and fast growing.
I think it's interesting because commerce media has been sort of conceived on the other end of sort of retail media as an opportunity for buyers. But last week, Criteo announced the launch of its new SSP offering, Commerce Grid. Can you tell us a little bit more about what Commerce Grid is and what it brings to the market?
Yep, it's that opportunity. So you have the billions of dollars of opportunity for media owners. That's fragmented from traditional, the way the media ecosystem works. We have digital media budgets, we have retail media budgets. I think what we're anticipating and trying to help shepherd along is a unification of those. And so Commerce Grid is a platform that, at a minimum, it's a supply-side platform that publishers can use to start to tap into retail media budgets in a few different ways. So the primary way is just of layering in what we call our commerce audiences, and it's a data set that lets publishers understand the commerce demographic of their website. We call it the commerce index or commerce composition. That allows publishers to understand, okay, in this other world of retail, who are the shoppers who are coming to their site, what are they buying, and just be better informed of that to start to plan not only editorial but ad sales and even affiliate and new commerce incentives around that.
So, I mean, at first glance, it seems like this is a tool for publishers, but who are the primary customers of Commerce Grid?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, publishers are obviously who it's all about. But publishers can't get any money unless agencies are engaged in the platform. So from one side, it's about creating tools that publishers can better engage with the media buyers and the agencies. There's a value prop for the agencies too, though, in the same way that we create the commerce segments for publishers. We actually allow agencies to use that to understand, rather than publisher by publisher, our whole network, and so they could start to layer in that same data point to figure out, I want to reach this shopper segment across this network, and so that's a piece there. I think the last one is really retailers, which is very new and interesting for us, and that's largely been guarded off. I think there's two use cases we see with Commerce Grid for them. One, as you start to try and unify the on-site and off-site, so retailers do a really great job of monetizing their on-site activity. How do they start to extend into off-site to drive their audiences and lookalikes of their audiences back to their sites to convert? Commerce Grid supports them in that through our curation functionality. And then the final piece is to start to bring programmatic demand to them. So as they look for additional demand sources, as their businesses grow, you can use programmatic demand from Commerce Grid as a way to pipe into that, to access that. And that's not just Criteo demand; that's all our DSP partners and pretty much everybody the agencies are working with.
So it seems like Commerce Grid kind of actually unites the buy side and the sell side around commerce. One last question would be: Can you tell us about what a commerce audience is? How do you define that?
Yeah, basically it's our proprietary data, so it's our commerce activity within our network. So understanding the different segments that our consumers belong, that they purchase against, and we're using that to help overlay that onto publisher sites so that they can understand, okay, as I mentioned, this is my I know everything about my audience except what they buy. So this is a new data point that they can leverage, understand, because we know what they're buying. That's our I guess that's our sweet spot, and they're starting to layer that into their overlay that on their websites.
So actually, I lied. I do have one more question
okay.
for you, and that is sort of what are you most excited about? You talked about a lot of things, right? The opportunity for publishers, the opportunity for agencies and retailers. What are you most excited about on the road ahead with this platform?
Yeah, I think it's where it can go. So right now we're talking about unifying the digital media budgets, and I think that's a good starting point and very powerful. I think it's the full potential of what commerce could be for media owners, and the idea, the progression that we'd like to make is start with what we're talking about, tap into unify the retail budgets and the commerce budgets, but then taking that and saying, okay, what else can I do as a publisher? So how do I start to create new creative experiences that are more commerce informed? What's the way that I should be thinking about commerce as part of my affiliate, but even just my shoppables experience? And do I want to step fully into transactable and allow consumers to not only do research and even some of the shopping and browsing on my site, but actually complete the purchase on my site? So we see kind of a full spectrum of publishers just tapping into it and in more of the traditional digital media dollar sense, all the way to becoming pseudo retailers themselves. And I think that's an exciting change that the industry is going through.